Hello, I'm the Science Geek, and today we're going to be talking about science. The bit of science we're going to be talking about today is B2, Topic 3, which is the heart and circulatory system and the digestive system. I hope you enjoy it. We're going to have a few guests to help us along our way through our journey through the heart and circulatory system and the digestive system. We got Mrs. Bio who's going to come in and talk to us about Billy. She really likes Billy. I can't wait. Let's get on with it. First, we're going to talk about the heart and how the heart pumps blood. The heart lies inside of the chest cavity, protected by the rib cage. Much of the wall of the heart is made up of cardiac muscle. This muscle contracts and relaxes to pump the blood through the circulatory system. The heart has 4 chambers, 2 atria, single atrium, and 2 ventricles. The wall of the left ventricle is thicker than that of the right ventricle because it has to pump the blood all over the body. The right ventricle only pumps the blood to the lungs, so less effort is required. The heart also has 4 major blood vessels: pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, vena cava and aorta. Now it's the part of the show when I give a top tip. Remember, arteries carry blood away from the heart and veins carry blood towards it. Arteries, apart from the pulmonary artery, carry oxygenated blood, and veins, apart from the pulmonary vein, carry deoxygenated blood. That's super cool! Right, do you want to learn a little bit more about how the blood circulates? Right, we've got a guest in, Dr. Smith. He's going to come and talk about it. Hello, my name's Dr. Smith, and I'm going to talk to you about how blood circulates. The heart is a double pump. Each side pumps blood along a different route. The left atrium and ventricle pump oxygenated blood from the lungs around the rest of the body. The right atrium and ventricle pump deoxygenated blood to the lungs where it can be oxygenated. When the muscular walls of the heart relax, blood fills the chambers. When the muscles contract, blood is forced from the chambers. The valves control the flow of blood through the heart and into its arteries, leading from the heart, preventing black flow. Flow in the opposite direction, that is. I know I'm the science geek and all that, but I don't even know what the circulatory system is. So I actually asked one of my mates to come in. Here he is, Dr. Jones is going to talk about it. Hello, I'm Dr. Jones, and I'm going to talk to you about the circulatory system. The circulatory system is a network of tube-like vessels called arteries and veins. The heart pumps blood through arteries to blood tissues. Blood drains from the tissues through the veins and back to the heart. Smaller vessels branch from arteries and veins. The smallest are called capillaries. They link arteries and veins. Blood in veins flow more slowly than blood in arteries because it's at a lower pressure. The large diameter of the vein enables the blood to flow easily. Blood flow through the veins is helped by the contractions of muscles in the arms and legs through which the veins pass. The heart pumps blood into the arteries at high pressure as the blood needs to reach the extremities of the blood. Elastic fibres in the artery wall help maintain the flow of the body away from the heart and prevent black flow, so no valves are needed. Capillaries form dense networks called capillary beds in the tissues of the body. They provide a large surface area for the efficient exchange of materials between the blood and tissues. The tissues is at a higher pressure at the arteries at the end of the capillary bed. The higher pressure forces plasma through the thick capillary walls. The liquid called tissue fluid, carries nutrients and oxygen to the surrounding cells. Wasn't that quite cool? Now do you know what it is, Science Geek? I know exactly what it is now. Thank you, Dr. Jones. Now we're finished on the circulatory system, we're going to go on to the digestive system. So if you've managed to stay awake through the whole of the circulatory system, you'll be able to ace your GCSEs. I'm sorry if you haven't been able to stay awake. I know my channel is quite boring, but then again, I am a science geek. Coming up in the rest of the show, Mrs. Bio's going to come and talk about her villy. It's going to be super cool, but first we need to talk about the makeup of the digestive system. The digestive system is made up of the alimentary canal, liver and pancreas. The different parts of the digestive system are the mouth, the esophagus, the stomach, the pancreas, the small intestine, the liver, the large intestine, and everyone's favourite, and my personal favourite, the anus. I'm now going to go through every single part of the digestive system individually. So we'll start with the mouth. The mouth is food taken in, which is called indigestion, and it's chewed into smaller pieces and mixed with saliva. This begins to break down the food. Next, the esophagus. This muscular tube pushes food into the stomach. In the stomach, the muscles will contract and relax to mix the food with digestive juices. In the pancreas, it produces pancreatic juice containing digestive enzymes that pass to the small intestine, where digestion, which is breaking down the food, and absorption, which is the diffusion of soluble products, takes place. Next we have the liver. The liver processes the nutrients from the small intestine and produces bile, which helps digest fat. Then it moves into the large intestine, which absorbs water from the remaining indigestible food matter. And then, you've guessed, the next one, the anus. Undigested food is removed via feces. Did you know that enzymes break down our food? And different enzymes are used for different food groups. So the carbohydrates use carbohydrates. An example of this is amylase. It happens in the mouth and small intestine. For proteins, protease, which is pepsin, this happens in the stomach. And for fats, lipase. They digest fats and oils. This happens in the small intestine. You've guessed it, folks. It's top tip time. Digestion is both chemical and mechanical. What a top tip there. Right, here is the biggest part of the show. The bit that we've all been waiting for. The Mrs. Bio gonna talk about her villy. Thank you, Science Geek. I'm actually going to talk about bile and villy. Bile breaks down the fats in the small droplets, which increases the surface area, speeding up the action of lipase. Bile also neutralises the stomach acid present in food, which enters the small intestine to allow enzymes to work at their optimum pH, which is around 8. And villi are tiny projections. They increase its surface area and allow more of the efficient absorption of the soluble products in digestion. Every single villi has microvilli too. Each villi has a network of blood capillaries. There is always a lower concentration of food molecules in the blood that passes through the capillaries, so food molecules constantly diffuse from the small intestine into blood. As you can hear, I'm very passionate about villi, and I love it. It's my favourite thing. That's why I was really excited to come on and talk about villi today. Thank you, Science Geek, for letting me on.